Hey guys, I'm not ignoring you. Just looking something up. Hey Lee, good morning, my friend. Um, just give me 1 second, please.
With sleek, low profile.
Sorry. Good morning for those who are in the morning. Kat's here. Kat says, just say Josh Edit. I mentioned you this morning. Hi, Kat. Hey, Josh. Josh is back. Josh, you've never left at all, my friend. Dundee in the gym. Marlon is here. Selma's here. Or Selma was here. Hope you have a good day today, Selma. Hey, Sissy. All right, let's talk. 17 minutes, maybe more, maybe 23 minutes. Why these times? Because I'm a completely random person. Happily so. There's a lot to be said for randomness. It doesn't always appear that I'm random. I'm random in my thinking. Someone might look at my routine and say, you are a very routine person. You're very, you have a very Spartan-like lifestyle. It appears on the surface. Deeper still, it's very spontaneous. Yeah, I know. You guys are smiling and thinking he's not very spontaneous. Everything is spontaneous. Everything. Spontaneously planned. Does that make sense? We ourselves are spontaneously planned. We've always been. We've always been an idea in the mind of God. Spontaneously coming into existence for the sheer joy of coming into existence and proceeding from there. When I was asleep earlier this morning, I had no idea of waking up and meditating and doing breath work and doing yoga and having a cup of coffee, what I was going to write about, hanging out for, I don't know, half an hour-ish with Kat and Jack and all of our friends. No idea. And yet my eyes opened, a world spontaneously appeared, Kat was there, Sniper and William were there, and we hung out. I didn't plan any of that. I didn't plan on waking up. I didn't plan on falling asleep. It all just happens. It all just happens to absolutely no one at all. We're going to bring up A Course in Miracles here. We're going to bring up chapter 22, which is salvation and the holy relationship. I will not be saved without you. Whomever you might be, whoever spontaneously appears within my life, I will not be saved without you, because guess what? I have the opportunity here to choose. I can heal my split mind, and indeed my mind is split. It is split between a thought and reality. It is split between the idea of the world that stems from the ego or from the idea of heaven, which stems from the Holy Spirit, which stems from love, which stems from God, all synonymous with itself. Hey, Buddha. So two things. As long as we don't even know that we have a split mind and that the split itself is an illusion, self-imagined, and easily let go of, although seems to be a perpetual habit. What do you do with any perpetual habit? You perpetuate the opposite. You mess up, you choose again. You mess up, you choose again. It's the entire message of yoga and Buddhism and A Course in Miracles. Taoism. Choose again. Choose to see reality. Hey, Marlon. Josh says, Yogi, you make me so happy that I've become tired. It's the story of my life. Dude, I hope you're having a good day. He says, "Morning soul, how are you? How are you?" It's a good question. How are you, sissy? Josh says, so I'm saying hero, not Henro. Of course. I never had any doubt. Um, what was I saying? I don't remember. Help me out, guys. Give me a prompt and we'll take it from there. Um, so yeah, we can't make any changes when we don't even know that a split has occurred. We think this is the way it is, and it's the way it's supposed to be. And hey, what can you do? Maybe just grab enough to get us by, to or try to accumulate so much money and power and stuff um, that we'll be happy for a bit. Of course, we always want more. We always want more. The nature of the ego is not to extend, but to grasp. The nature of love is to extend. Therein lies the split mind. We believe we're an ego. So we live in an ego driven world. We believe that we are an ego. Ideas leave not their source. The idea is that we are small, separate, little, even petty in our wants and demands. So we live in a petty world, a world of want and a world of demands. People are either they're wanting a home, they're wanting food, they're wanting companionship, they're wanting safety, or they're demanding. You'll get none of that until I get my little slice. And when I get my little slice, I want a bigger slice. And when I get a bigger slice, I want the whole damn pie. You guys heard me talk about why I don't eat a whole lot of desserts and stuff. Because I literally will eat the whole damn pie. Or plate of brownies. Or cake. Or a box of donuts. And no guilt, no shame. I'll eat it. I'll wipe my lips and I'll look around and think, huh, is that all? I could have a little bit more. It's the nature of the ego. Hey, Easy. Easy, how are you, my friend? So what can we do? First off, know that we have a split mind. Hey, Commander Alpha Turkey. It's an awesome, awesome channel name. Salute to you, my friend. Marlon says, try to make sense of it like your best friend fell into a blender before it clicked. No idea what that means. Sissy says, I'm doing good. I lost my best friend this week. My friend, my blender. I'm sorry. What kind of blender do you have? I have a Ninja, little Ninja food processor type deal. I love it. I haven't used it a bit. I stopped using it like 2 winters ago. My last meal for the day was a big bowl of greens and a smoothie. But in that winter, it was particularly cold, and smoothie for whatever reason, I guess because it was fruit and a smoothie and put ice cubes in it, blended it all up. It made me cold, and I was tired of being cold. It was a tough winter for me. So I substituted the smoothie for a bowl of oatmeal and another bowl of oatmeal, and I've been keeping it up like that ever since. But who knows? We're in summertime now. Josh says, I don't have a blender. I use a knife. We could even do away with a knife. We got teeth. You've ever heard my theory of mushing? Nothing should come pre-mushed. We were blessed with our own mushers. Josh adds a quote, the whole damn pie, Yogi, 2025. Throw some more of our quotes out, Josh. Throw some of your quotes out. Josh said, Yogi, I pooped in your oatmeal. Oh man, I thought it was chocolate chips. I would never have chocolate chips in my oatmeal. Oatmeal is sacred. Put chocolate in your oatmeal. Sacrilegious. It's like putting chocolate chips in your pancakes. Now, if you want, you could put chocolate chips on your pancake. I don't know why you would. I'm sorry, did I say pancake? It's ridiculous. Pancakes. Pancake. Who eats a pancake, no matter how big it is? Guys, when you're hanging out in Yogi's basement, we're eating pancakes. All of them. As many as you can make. Empire says peas are amazing. In theory. Peas are amazing in theory. Marlon says peas and mushiness for you all. I'm all for peas if you like peas. I don't know why you would. It's the mushiness itself that I am reluctant to embrace. Josh says I can make quotes in an instant. Easy says I'm 10 subscribers away from being able to go live, but I don't know what I would even do on camera. You could play your guitar or your bass. You could talk about your spiritual path. You could review stuff that you like. I like all of that stuff. Done the sort of chocolate chip revolution. Hi, Anna. Anna, how are you? Marlon says chocolate chip pancakes are good though. Ron says I had a single pancake stuffed and folded with chocolate protein cream, and once fish for breakfast several times. So it was pancakes and fish. Ron says I prefer multiple too though. Not gonna lie, but one can be enough. It's got to be a pretty big pancake. Anna says I'm good. Thank you, Yogi. How are you? I'm doing good. I am doing good. As I mentioned earlier, it is Thursday. Thursday is Cat and Jack and A Course in Miracles Day. If you guys come by, hey, easy. I don't know if you know we're doing this. Cat and Jack and I on the Cat and Yogi show. Thursday, the last live stream, we're talking about A Course in Miracles and offshoots of it. Fish inside of a pancake. Then it is no longer a pancake, it is a fish sandwich. Easy says, I like the base idea, but I'm not that good yet. Well, that's the thing. You know, we always think I'll start a channel or I'll do this or I'll do that when I get good at it. But we want to see the journey. We want to see how you get good. You know, tons of people who are good at playing the bass, who are already there. They put in the work, put in the practice. How'd they get there? You're in a unique position to show someone that you just how much you love it, why you love it, and how you want to get good at it. Let them practice. You know, now it's no longer a theory, it's in the works. Tune into Easy BCLS and watch him get good at playing the bass. This is how you do it. This is how you go from someone who considers themselves not so great and how they get great. And proceed from there. Hey, Sniper, how are you, my friend? Sorry. My cat is demanding some attention. Josh says, I drink chocolate for breakfast, like Ovaltine. Do they still make Ovaltine? Does anyone even remember Ovaltine? Nestle's Quick. Do you remember that? Do you remember they had strawberry crisps too. Josh said it. That became a quote that quick. I drink chocolate for breakfast. Josh, 2025. Might have been a fish sandwich, but I used pancake instead of bread. Isn't, in essence, I know this is going to sound wrong, pancake just flavored bread, in essence? Or is bread simply an unflavored pancake? Yeah? See how we flip that around? So, ideas leave out their source. If we are of a split mind and we don't realize it, by default, we are creating a world based upon ideas that have not left their source of sin, guilt, suffering, sorrow, lack, violence as the solution. If we come to realize we have a split mind, now we have a choice. The only choice we actually have. If ideas leave out their source, then if I realize there's another section of the mind, not the brain, the mind, that is holy, that is always connected to its source, that is always whispering, extending itself as love. Ideas not leave their source, so it's extending itself as it is, which is love, synonymous with God, with holiness, with divinity itself, with heaven. Then when I choose that, then that is the world I begin to create. However, even knowing that we have a split mind, having that choice is an illusion. That's how we create a happier dream. By continuously choosing the holiness, the right teacher within our split mind. At the end of the dream, that big sigh, gentle smile. There was never a choice at all. The ego, that part of the split mind that represents the world we're living in now, doesn't actually exist. We've made every choice. Every single seeming choice has been made upon an illusion, which means it's not really a choice at all. Waking up means finally we see that illusion. The mind was never split. We only dreamed that it was. That right now we are still sitting and smiling within the garden, the very mind of God, dreaming there was a choice. Dreaming that we misused free will and created this entire world. And yet we didn't. I don't know about you. It brings me a great sense of relief. It means as long as I continuously choose the right teacher, as long as I continuously choose the wrong teacher, but then remember, oh wait, there's another teacher available, I'm doing okay. I don't need any fancy plans. I don't need I don't need one more shiny object. I got the shiniest object of all. And then the world becomes illuminated. Josh is going, quote, crazy. There's my favorite. I'd wear that sticker like a bagel. And it says, yes, sir, I watch your videos, Food Court. Hey, Food Court. How are you, my friend? Hey, I don't know if our friend Tandra is here. Solstar says, depends on who's baking the bread. You're very right. You are very right. That's the secret, isn't it? It's the same, either way, until we decide which one we're gonna enjoy. Marlon says, well, pancakes aren't necessarily flavored any more than bread. Often less, I'd actually say. Pancakes are pancake flavored. Bread is unflavored pancakes. Yogi, 2025. Josh, the quote making machine. Food court, I hope you're doing well, my friend. So I was going to end on a note. Now I don't remember what that note was. Commander says, "What if you can't blame the woman, Eve? Then who can we blame?" It's a good question. First, we blame Eve, then we blame ourselves, then we blame God. And of course, that just gives us a universe, a world of blame, a world of guilt. I did this. I separated from God. I caused my own downfall. I blamed Eve, then I blamed God. The truth is, we've never, ever, ever separated. It's an impossibility. The one wholly impossible thing that we can't do is become our own creator. It's an impossibility. However, we were endowed with all of the creative power of the source itself, which is why we were able to dream this world into existence, but it doesn't have an actuality. However, it has very real feeling effects. And then we go out into the world and we try to heal the effects. We try to heal starving people, starving children, by giving a few food, by putting in little organizations here and there that feed small groups. Nothing the matter with that. Awesome that we can feed people. But until we go straight to the source, until we go to the actual cause, and the cause is that we believe some people have enough food and other people don't. When there is an abundance of food, everyone can eat, and everyone should eat. Everyone who wants a home over their head can have a home over their head. And we look around and we say, nope, it's not so. They need to do this for it. They need to do that for it. They just don't want to work, or hey, it's just bad luck, or whatever. And so we keep perpetuating a world like that. Aren't we tired of it? Aren't we tired of always being on the brink of war, over one thing or another? Political war, neighbor against neighbor, a war against immigrants, a war against drugs, a war against crime, a war against this. We've created all of that. Josh says, the most shiny object is Yogi's head. That's the kindest thing you've ever said to me. I like pretzels. That sounded random, but I was reading a quote from Sissy. I was reading a comment. Lee, I could go either way with pretzels, but I prefer savory over sweet. He says, yummy so sweet or savory pretzels? I'd go with savory. Pretzels are awesome, by the way. What are the two big pretzel companies? Snyder's and what was the other one? We are a Snyder's pretzel family here, guys. Easy says, interesting perspective. It's impossible to be separate from the source. Now, let's walk that back a little bit, Easy. What if it wasn't a perspective? What if through the practice of true radical forgiveness, you saw in actuality it was not a perspective, that it was reality itself? What if we kept tracing everything back to the source? Wetzel? No, there's Snyder's and I don't think it's Wetzel. Wetzel might be one of the smaller ones. Let's see. Let's go to Google. This is why This is why artificial intelligence was created. So I could find out, so I could remember the two big pretzel companies. Nothing more. It'll come to me later. However, all we need to remember, Snyder's. That's it. Of course, see, I'm not too far from the pretzel capital of the world. Oh, Utz. Those are the two one. Utz and Snyder's. All you need to know, Snyder's, guys. That's it. All right, I'm gonna get ready to take my walk, guys. It's almost 5:30. The sun will be up very shortly. That's the first hint right now. Sissy says, besides my own buns are the best. That's because of all the squats that you do. Josh says, I like pretzels out of nowhere. Everything's out of nowhere. Do you guys like Neil Young? Just reminded me of that song. Everybody knows this is nowhere. That would be a fun song to sing someday. Sissy says Snyder's Dots and Rolled Golds. I like the Snyder's hard pretzels, are my all-time favorite pretzel. Perfect in ultra running when you need calories, but something easy on the stomach and just enough salt sodium to replenish what you've been losing as you run. I think I've done entire 24-hour races, and the second half have been like nothing but pretzels. Problem often with ultra running is your all the jostling and all the long periods of time without eating anything, and then you have the tendency to eat a little more, whatever. It can be tough on the stomach, which is why they say if you're training for ultras, you need to train your gut as much as your legs. Josh says, so you guys like Neil Young, Yogi 2025? Yeah, it was a rhetorical question. Everyone loves Neil Young. How could you not? Sissy says, just Yogi in his basement eating pretzels. Imagine if I had a whole channel and that's all I did was look into the camera, mesmerizing you, and I just slowly ate pretzels. Who would tune in for that? I bet you there's an audience, just a Yogi eating pretzels in his basement. I bet you there's more of an audience for some guy sitting in his basement, looking in the camera and eating pretzels than what I do now. Sissy says, my father looked like Neil Young before he went bald. So we could rephrase that. Your father looks like Neil Young if he went bald. Your father looks like Neil Young if Neil Young were bald. Big, I've talked about Neil Young before. Big Neil Young fan. Saw him in concert twice. Cece says, I think MK means cake. Lots of cake. All right, so I'm on my way out the door. Want to see what we see today. Maybe some beavers. I'm overdue for some beavers. Overdue for a fox. I accidentally deleted my last fox video, sadly, because it was a pretty awesome. All foxes are awesome, but it was an awesome video. Sissy says he wants to eat my buns, Yogi. What you guys do outside the basement is entirely up to you. I'm not going to get involved. Hey, you should be a picky eater, Dundee. Sissy works very hard in those buns. Hey, Maddie. Maddie says, Miss Yogi, good morning. Good morning to you, my friend. Just in time to say good morning and then say see you later as I'm heading outside to take my walk. Pretty sure that is basement kind of stuff, isn't it? Yeah. What goes on in the basement often stays in the basement. Josh says, you're involved, Yogi. It's inside your basement. I witnessed it. I absolve myself of all unendorsed, un-Yogi endorsed basement activity. Guys, I love you. I will see everyone later this morning. Maddie says, enjoy your walk. I'm fishing later. I'll be on the lookout for you fishing, Maddie. I hope you guys are feeling good. Sissy says, my buns have a short shelf life. But that's how you know they're better for you than the store-bought. I like that. Sissy says, we love you back. Thank you. Marlon says, well, I pride myself on good, hard-earned buns as well. Oh, yeah. You got to put the work in. All right. Good. Thank you. You too. Thank you, Maddie. All right, guys. I will see everyone later today. This evening, 5:25. 5:25. That was for Selma. Cat and Jack. The Cat and Yogi show is on the road again. We will be talking about, tentatively, ideas leave not their source, and wherever that leads us, remember, if you guys have questions, it does not have to be a question specific about A Course in Miracles. It could be a question where you want to know the perspective, our perspective, from the lens of A Course in Miracles. So, hope that makes sense. Custard for the win. I don't know if I ever actually had custard before. Yeah, not sure I ever had. And at this point, I see no reason to. I do like anything maple glazed. I like anything maple. But as a kid, I used to love maple candy. Bavarian custard is amazing. Cream filled. Cream filled what? Donuts are pretty awesome too, by the way. I could definitely eat a box of donuts. In a world in which pudding exists, I see no reason for custard. There's a quote for you, Josh. In a world in which pudding exists, I see no reason for custard. I have no idea why I said that. Crusted is creamy. So is cream. There you go. Problem solved. All right, guys. Before we go down one more rabbit hole, pudding is custard, though? Or is custard pudding? Let's get back to perspective here. Don't twist things around, Marlon. Pudding is custard. I refuse to accept that premise. Hey, Anton. Anton, how are you, my friend? All right, I'm late. I gotta go. I'm gonna see everyone later. Anton, sorry, I gotta run. Love you guys. Even if it's a custard-filled world, even if pancakes is only flavored bread, and even if you like mushy peas, I love you guys. Take care, guys.